Hello, everyone. I'm Paige Brown. I'm the mayor of the city of Gallatin, and I'm joined today by Mr. James Fenton, who's the executive director of our Gallatin Economic Development Agency. We are here today to talk to our business community specifically to let you know what the Gallatin EDA has been working on and to answer some questions that you and your employees might have. So, James, if you would start out telling me a little bit about what the Gallatin EDA has been doing the last week.
Our focus really has been to gather information that comes from the federal level and the state level, from the economic development, from governors, from mayors, all those folks, and put it into a digestible format and get that out to our industry so they know exactly what it is that they need to be dealing with. And it's been incredibly robust around here the last 3 or 4 days, as you might imagine, getting that information to them. But at this point in time, I think we've been able to get most of that out there. Things obviously are changing rapidly, and that's when we, gather that and get it back
And that's
out.
when we start getting an uptick of phone calls because
Yes.
it is such a fluid environment. And I appreciate what the federal government and the state government is doing to better address the needs of our business and industry and all of our businesses and us as individuals, really, because they are working hard to do what they can in this crisis. And I know it is a crisis. I think it would be good for us to address the Safer at Home declaration that was issued by County Mayor Holt yesterday. For your information, the City of Gallatin is interpreting that as applying to the City of Gallatin. In fact, today is the day that we will renew our state of emergency. We will extend it for an additional 7 days. And in the state of emergency declaration that we're going to put out today, we will actually articulate that we consider ourselves under the enforcement of that Safer at Home declaration. And so that went out. There were a lot of questions. You got a bunch of calls. Certainly the mayor's office got a bunch of calls. I think even the recorder's office downstairs got a lot of calls because everybody was curious about how it affected their business. That website is sumnertn.org, and you can read the entire Safer at Home declaration right there and interpret it for your business. If you have questions, certainly you can call the county or consult with your own legal counsel. I think it's fairly well articulated. There are a lot of businesses exempted in there, but I think one thing that people don't understand is that there aren't businesses that feel like they are specifically listed as an exempt business, but they are actually exempt by a part in that declaration that says to visit CISA.
Right, the CISA.gov website will walk through all kind of categories of companies. There are 16 categories out there where companies are exempt, and you can fit into many of those categories. And if you supply to someone that's in those, you also have the ability to become exempt. We do want those, and it's incredibly difficult. We understand this for those that aren't exempt to close down, an incredible hardship. Can't say enough how we understand that's difficult, but we're trying to stop the spread of this disease because we truly, truly need to make sure we come out the other side of this when we rebound and we have a workforce here to ramp back up with all the companies that are here. So go ahead, CISA.gov, walk through that. It'll tell you if you're exempt. This office can't tell you. The mayor's office can't tell you really. There is no federal waiver, as some companies have been talking about. It simply is, do you fit into this? We have asked companies that think they fit into this to go ahead and send us a letter that explains why and maybe some supporting document so that if, and this is only if, and this is a long way down the road, worst case scenario, we're asked to help with that delineation, then we'll be able to have that already at hand and go ahead and send that in, get it on the governor's desk or wherever it needs to be.
And that CISA information is also very important if there were to become stricter orders, either from the federal government or from the state government or potentially from our county or city government. And so it's interesting or it would be educational to go ahead and familiarize yourself with the list of those essential businesses as determined there. Getting questions like, do I need a waiver in my car? Do I need a pass or something to show if I'm going to work? No, you do not. And at this point, as he said, no one needs a waiver. There's not anyone that's really disseminating waivers that people are talking about. But we had heard rumors early on that some people had waivers and some didn't. Right now, the determination is, are you a business allowed to continue operations under that order, which the City of Gallatin is under the Safer at Home Declaration, or are you not? And if you're not, you should not be doing business. It's every individual's responsibility to follow the orders as they are.
And please do, folks, please go ahead and look at those lists and adhere to those as best you can, because it's just really, really important that we get this get a handle on this, and get this kind of, like I said, get to the rebound and move forward with this. We do understand that a lot of people have been laid off at this point in time, and so we thought we'd talk a little bit about that. When employees are laid off, if at all possible, it's really best for the company itself to file what's called a mass layoff form or an employer filed form. And what that does is get everything into the system so that your employees don't have to spend as much time doing it. It goes through much quicker. They would actually, at the state, prefer that you file that way. If you think that's coming, if you can get it part way, you don't have to push the button. But gives the state a little bit of a heads up that something may be coming, so that they are prepared for it also.
Yeah. And that's a benefit to employers too, because if you can't do that mass filing, then you're going to have to respond to each individual request from the state on behalf of each employee that is affected. If you're an employee who happens to be there in this situation, encourage your employer to use this method if they possibly can. A couple of changes that are being made as far as collecting unemployment. They are trying to, of course, fill those claims as quickly as they can. You can imagine the number that they have, and I'm afraid it's not going to go as quickly as anyone would want it to, but they assure us they're doing their best. One nice change that I think anyone that's in a current layoff situation will appreciate is they have taken away the requirement that you do the 7-day job search update to continue receiving the unemployment. And so I think that's a good benefit. Yeah. And you all have all this information on the Gallatin Economic Development Agency homepage, and that's GallatinGetsIt.com. And so that's a good resource for employees and employers to go to get more information.
And not only have they taken away that job search, they've also eliminated that 1 week waiting period between the time you're laid off and that you can apply for it. So it becomes effective immediately instead of waiting for a week before that is.
So I think everyone should take comfort in knowing that the government above the city government, the state and federal government, is working with full awareness of the impacts of this and trying to find ways that they can relieve the pressure on individuals. Of course, as you mentioned earlier, we want to get through this, and the sooner we can get through this, the sooner we can begin our rebound. And so everyone's trying to balance how do we keep some business still working with how do we keep everyone safe. And no one wants to do the wrong thing. Everyone really does want to do the right thing, and everybody's trying to make the best call with the information that they have. But with the information changing so frequently, the challenge therein lies.
And we're trying to get an e-newsletter out every single day because things are changing so quickly. We're putting all these links in that e-newsletter. We're sending it to plant managers and maybe the HR folks and maybe some other folks out there. But someone in your company should have a copy of this email that we're sending out also. And for those of you that are continuing to work, of course, following CDC guidelines for cleanliness, for social distancing, workplace safety, all those things, we encourage you greatly to do that again, because we need all these people healthy when this turns back around and rebounds quickly.
Yes, and we certainly do expect all employers to be able to allow for social distancing for their employees and to take all the precautions in arenas where social distancing is not feasible to keep employees safe, because we know in some instances employees are going to have to work close together. Certainly that's happening in our healthcare sector and other areas of critical care, particularly for patients with COVID-19. And so we appreciate all that you are doing to keep your employees safe at your business, and we've had several calls. I've had numerous people calling, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. We've also had calls from people saying, I shouldn't have to go to work because I work in a factory and there are lots of people there. Well, we have heard from most of the employers in the area with what their steps are to protect their employees, and we hope that they're doing as they say, and we trust that they're doing their best, because it's in every business owner's best interest to help us get through this coronavirus as quickly as we can and return to whatever our new normal might be. Some good news, if you have unfortunately lost work as a result of this, there are companies who are hiring. There are companies hiring in Gallatin right now. Might not be the same level of job that you had before, but it's certainly an opportunity to keep money coming into your household while you weather this.
Right.
So where can they get information about hiring?
We've put all of our jobs that are available here on jobsfortn.gov. Jobsfortn.gov. And again, we should be able to see that here. Not only are people hiring, but we continue to move forward. There are still large companies, still small companies, still people that are moving forward and wanting to relocate to the area. And we actually have a company that's moving here from upstate New York. We're getting ready to sell them 11 acres in our industrial park. And I thought maybe if you'd like to, Mayor, go ahead and endorse that
That would
agreement
be that
here for us.
absolutely. I'm not going to touch that same pen you touch. Give me another pen. We're going to do the right thing here.
Well played. There's a whole bowl of them right over there. Oops.
I should have had my own
Good job.
pen. So yeah, those are the kinds of things we all should be thinking about. So excited, and I would encourage everyone to continue to look for those silver linings and anything that you can find positive in each day, because we know that emotions are high right now, stress levels are high. It's really easy to get in a very negative mindset, and so try and find your silver linings. I jokingly said, but I really mean it, one of the silver linings for me this week is no one has called and yelled at my office about traffic. So I take those silver linings, and this is certainly a silver lining. And I think it's also indicative of this. We are going to get through this, and we will be better and stronger on the other side. And Gallatin is very, very fortunate. I feel like we are poised to rebound probably far more quickly than many other areas and other cities. And so in that, we're very fortunate. Not going to say it's not going to be difficult, not going to say there's not going to be challenges, but we are going to get through this. And we thank you all for everything that you are doing. Parting words, James?
So appreciative. We couldn't be where we are without this group of industries out here that do just hire thousands and thousands of people for us. And you are what kind of keeps this community up and running, and we want everything the best for you, and we need you. So help us out, and we'll do the best we can to help you. Thank you.
And the City of Gallatin is here working to help you do as well as you possibly can during this difficult time. We had shared with each other just yesterday, this is particularly hard for those of us in the City of Gallatin because we were doing so very well. But that just means we're going to be even better on the other side of this. So thank you all for what you're doing. And please reach out to us if you need us. City of Gallatin, Economic Development Agency, phone number 615-451-5940. Gallatin Mayor's Office, 615-451-5961. Of course, our website is gallatintn.gov. And we're trying to keep information updated there. And the Gallatin EDA Gallatin EDA's website is gallatingetsit.com. So thank you. Have a good day, and reach out to us if you need us.